What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the BS Show. We got a really fun fight coming up on October 31st, Halloween night at the UFC Apex. Anderson Silva versus Uriah Hall. It's a middleweight bout. That is our main event on that card. If you have not seen that card yet, I highly suggest you check it out. It looks like it's going to be a really fun card to watch. A lot of young fighters, a lot of up-and-coming fighters on that card, so check it out. I'm really excited for this fight, number one, because we have heard chatter in the background that this might be Anderson Silva's last fight. They've said that he could possibly retire after this. I think there's been chatter about Anderson Silva retiring now for a while. He says he's not going to. His coaches says he's got a lot left, so we'll have to see. You know, the coaches are never really going to come out and say that. Dana White's been on record, saying if you even think about retirement, you should probably hang up the gloves, which I agree. You're going to get yourself hurt. So we shall see. But this is going to be a really fun fight because Anderson Silva is our former UFC middleweight champion, and I believe he was our champion for like 6, 7, 8 years. He's one of the most dominant champions we've ever had over not only the way he won fights, but the way and the manner in which he did it and how long he did it. So Anderson Silva is always fun to watch. He still has a huge name and a huge following. He's fighting Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall's been in the UFC, I believe, about 7 years now. He's got some good wins under his belt, like Chris Lieben, Thiago Santos. He's fought really good fighters like Paulo Costa, Gegard Mousasi, Derek Brunson, Robert Whittaker, Rafael Natal. He's Kelvin Gastelum. He's lost to those guys, but he's always been a tough out. He's always been a great fighter. He's always been, a guy that can put on a show. He just hasn't ever really got to win that big-time fight and get a championship bout yet. But I'm excited for this fight because I think it's going to be a great matchup. I think both of these dudes bring it, and they're really going to show us their skills and showcase what they can do. And I'm hoping that with all this retirement chatter, Anderson Silva just shuts everybody up and puts on a good performance. He is coming off 2 straight losses to Jared Cannonier and Israel Adesanya. I mean, at the age of Anderson Silva, for him to still be fighting killers like Jared Cannonier, our current champion Israel Adesanya, he fought as a fill-in against Daniel Cormier at a light heavyweight bout at UFC 200. He fought our former champion Michael Bisping. This is all within the past 4 or 5 years, guys. He's still fighting tough championship caliber opponents at the ripe age of 40 plus, right? So I don't think you can count out Anderson Silva. He just had a reign of bad luck whenever he broke his leg against Chris Weidman. He came back from that injury. He beat Nick Diaz. That fight was overturned. Then he lost, 4 out of 5. His only win in the past 5 fights is against Derek Brunson at UFC 208. And that's all the way back in February of 2017. So he's trying to get that win under his belt. I think he can get that win under his belt. This is a very winnable fight for Anderson Silva, but this is also a very winnable fight for Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall's no slouch. Like I said earlier, he's been in there with a lot of big dogs, a lot of heavy hitters, current champions, former champions. He's fought them all. So I'm really excited for this fight. And just on a personal note, I really hope Anderson Silva doesn't retire, but that's up for him and his camp to decide. He's already got his legacy. He's already made his money. Everyone's always going to know who Anderson Silva is. He kind of put the UFC on the map for a lot of people. I think he's the second greatest fighter behind Jon Jones we've ever seen. So let me know what you think of this fight in the comments below, and thank you for tuning in.